Have you ever seen anything quite so strange and bizarre of Prince Harry on a doorbell camera walking around knocking apparently randomly for friends in a street in West London?
I felt it was bizarre. I thought that, there's this Prince of the Realm and Princes of the Realm never knock their own doors. They never open their own doors and they never shut their own doors when they go places. And so there he was trying to find his friends. He must have a poor memory because, or not seen the friends for a long while because he knocked 3 or 4 doors. And in fact, one housekeeper, one of the things said, she didn't even recognise him and said, no, they don't live here. But no, I think it was great. I think it was original. I've never seen it before, anything like that, a royal picture taken on a doorbell phone. No, it was bizarre. And but what was strange about that, Matt, was, of course, that was the day when he was in court trying to get the government to pay for his police protection when he comes here. And there he was wandering door to door, probably had his own personal security with him, but obviously who could open that door? Anybody. But he obviously doesn't think like that. He just looking for the friend and couldn't remember the number, but it was a great picture.
Well, you're right. This was the same day, Samara, that he was in court in the High Court, and he's going to have to pay £1.5 million, by the way, after losing this case. This is a very lengthy, very expensive case to the taxpayer.
Yeah.
And he was in court that week, and his lawyers were arguing that his life was at stake in the UK. And then here we have one doorbell photo. We understand there's other CCTV of him in the street at other doors, at least 3 doors that he knocked on. What does this say about his behaviour or about his security case, do you think?
I mean, that photo was so revealing, and it basically shows that Harry is as erratic and unstable as a lot of us have been speculating. I mean, the fact that he's been pining for security and protection, but actually in the real world doesn't really care about it, shows a lot. I mean, there's another story that The Sun broke exclusively about a Deliveroo order that he put in when he was staying at a friend's house instead of Buckingham Palace, which was offered to him for his protection. It really shows that it's nothing about his safety and security, in my opinion, and it's all about his status anxiety that he has with William. He wants to be the same, he wants the same protection, and it's not really about anything to do with the kids, Meghan. It's just feeding into this paranoia that Harry has increasingly been showing, and he looks very, very sort of kind of displaced in that ring photograph that's come out. It looks like almost quite a desperate attempt to see friends, because clearly no one in his family wants to see him in the United Kingdom. So he's sort of almost... you couldn't make this up. He's going around knocking on doors, trying to find a connection that isn't there.
Prince Harry, once the world's favourite royal rebel, today he's the man everyone's worried about, erratic, isolated, unstable. And now, the latest bizarre Ring doorbell incident has everyone asking the same question: has Harry finally lost control of his own reality? It started subtly. The outbursts in interviews, the nervous energy in public, and the constant contradictions in his stories. Those close to the royal circle whisper that Harry's behaviour has become increasingly unpredictable. He's alienated old friends, distanced family, and surrounded himself with yes men who only echo his pain. Once known for laughter and camaraderie, Harry's world now looks like one of paranoia and self-protection. Then came the Ring doorbell chaos. Neighbours reported strange footage: Harry pacing outside, checking cameras, visibly agitated. No royal grace, no composure, just a man unraveling under pressure. For someone once shielded by palace walls, this public spectacle has become symbolic: a prince who traded a crown for constant surveillance. The irony: he fled the UK seeking privacy, but has never been more watched than he is now. Those who once stood by him, military friends, royal aides, childhood companions, have quietly disappeared from his life. Reports suggest his circle has shrunk to Meghan and a handful of staffed, no lifelong friends. No brother. No father figure, just a man trapped in his own echo chamber. This isolation has made Harry unpredictable, a ticking emotional time bomb, struggling to justify his choices while the world watches him spiral. And Meghan, ever-present and ever-controlling, isn't exactly helping his case. Critics claim her influence has turned Harry into a different man, one who's quick to anger, eager to blame, and desperate to prove the world wrong. Their Hollywood life was supposed to be about healing. Instead, it's turned into a stage for chaos, and this latest Ring Doorbell episode shows just how far they've both fallen from royal grace. Once the people's prince, Harry now faces ridicule instead of sympathy. Headlines no longer portray him as brave, but broken. Even his allies in US media are quietly backing away, unsure how to defend a man who seems determined to self-destruct. The Ring Doorbell footage has become a metaphor, a window into a private life that's anything but peaceful. So what went wrong? Was it the trauma of losing his mother, the pressure of royal life, or was it the allure of rebellion that turned into regret? The truth may never be simple, but what's clear is this: Prince Harry is no longer the man the world once adored. He's a man haunted by decisions he can't undo and relationships he can't rebuild. A man who fought to escape the palace walls has built new walls around himself, walls of anger, distrust, and confusion. The Ring Doorbell chaos isn't just a viral clip, it's a symbol of a prince trapped in his own surveillance. Until Harry finds peace within, no doorbell, no mansion, and no title will ever make him feel safe again.
Saying that, Samara, I understand you've actually brought us a present, possibly from California. Is that right?
All the way from California, and you spoke about those legal fees that Harry's going to have to pay. I think this jam is going to help out, I guess, hopefully the sales of it. I've got the As Ever Meghan Markle jam right here. Bought this for you.
Okay,
It's come all the way from Montecito, as Meghan would like you to know. There you go. I hope you can get a close-up shot of that.
Now, these are quite exclusive because they apparently sold out quite quickly. There was only a small amount. Let's open up and have a little look at it.
It was harder to get than Oasis tickets, actually. It was 8 minutes that sold out there, that jam. That's the packaging. There you go, guys. And it's a weird consistency. I haven't tried it because it does look very goopy. It doesn't look like what I'd normally go for, which is a highly sugary version of this.
But it comes in this wonderful box, and it was hugely trailed as this exciting new product. Is it enjoyable? Is it almost like opening an iPhone? Is it an iPhone box? Is it that kind of sensation? Do you like it?
You know, for the amount of money I paid for this jam, it doesn't. There's not that gratification that I was looking for. I mean, I had to bring it over from the States, so it was in the hundreds.
Hundreds of pounds.
Hundreds of pounds. Only for you, Matt, would I do this. So,
well,
and the son.
You wouldn't eat it for that, would you? You can't eat it. I mean, you'd be frightened to eat it at that price. I mean, you know, 3 people having bread and jam, and it'd be gone, wouldn't it? One sitting. No.
I mean, $14 she expects us to pay for that. I know you can get the actual Buckingham Palace jam for about £3. So I'd probably recommend going for that because it's not even a jam, it's a spread.
Unfortunately, we don't have anything with us to spread it on, so I'm going to have to decline any opportunity to actually taste it. But I'm going to take your word for it. Your review of the jam, of the spread?
Underwhelming. I want my money back, please, Meghan. Full refund, sorry.
Oh dear. Well, look, I'm glad you brought it in. I'm sad that we're not able to taste it, but if we can just move briefly back on to Harry, if we can. I've never mentioned this before or spoke about it, but the Church Times is not exactly a magazine or a newspaper that we often talk about. But there was an extraordinary interview this week, and this was Canon Angela Tilby, and she used to preach to Harry at Eton. Might have been someone that you rubbed shoulders with back in the day, actually, Arthur. She was there when he was at school.
She's Church of England, I wouldn't have done, no.
And she's mentioned, she's written a sermon in the Church Times in which she's urged Harry to shed the role of victimhood. She's also said that Harry's actions have worsened his alienation from his family and questioned his own claims he's forgiven Charles and the family over Megxit, saying it is clearly a qualified forgiveness. What do we think of these words from Canon Angela Tilby? Do they hit the nail on the head?
Well, I don't think the royals have got to apologise to Harry, quite honestly. I mean, Harry, they gave him their blessing when he went off to the United States. They said, that's what you want to do, Harry, fine. I mean, the Duke of Windsor, when he was exiled, he went off to live in the Bahamas, but he never, ever, ever said a bad word about the royal family. And Harry spent the first year of his life there just rubbishing the royal family. And I think he should be asking them for forgiveness, not demanding forgiveness from them. I think they did everything for him. I mean, the king walked his bride down the aisle. They gave him a wonderful wedding. They gave him a beautiful home at Frogmore House. They spent £2 million renovating it. He didn't want any of that. went off to America and he made millions and millions of dollars just trashing the royals. And I think he should be on his knees to the king, ask for forgiveness.
Samara, role of victimhood, is that something that Harry needs to shed?
Well, victimhood is a very California type of term that doesn't really exist in the royal family. And I think a lot of what's behind his rhetoric is Meghan. And a lot of people have been saying that and seeing that increasingly after he moved to Montecito. I mean, that whole BBC interview, which just made him look like a pompous brat, to be honest, and very, very entitled, really made a lot of people question who is in his head. Who is behind this? And so many of the woke terminology that he was using just spoke to me of Meghan. I really think she's behind this, and she feeds upon this victim complex that he already had, but she uses it in order to sort of keep the relationship. I mean, we saw on the Jamie Kern-Lima podcast that she went on, she said, Harry is my protector. He slayed the dragons to protect his family. I mean, who says that? Who are the dragons in this situation? It definitely was not the king and the royal family. All they did was try and protect that boy. And clearly, without their protection, he's falling apart.